Hello guys, and welcome to the Steam Vault. In this new series, I aim to answer one simple question. Irrespective of whether or not a game is good or bad, is it worth playing? Now, this series won't cover new releases. That's not its purpose. But every now and again, every gamer reaches that point where they're finally caught up with all the games in their library and they're looking for a new challenge. That's what Steam Vault is here to help with. Buried deep in the Steam store, there's some real hidden gems that most gamers would love to add to their library. I'm going to help you find it and possibly warn you about the fool's gold. Now let's cut the crap. First up, we have Killer is Dead. Killer is Dead is a visual hack and slash centered around Mondo Zappa, an executioner that works for a somewhat shady firm contracted by the government, as well as normal people, to execute demonic entities called wires. Now, wires seem to be people who at some point have had their souls corrupted and turned into the wide assortment of monsters that you will be tearing to pieces throughout the game. Tearing through these creatures and squaring up against bosses are by far the most enjoyable parts of this game. Now, that's not to say that the combat system is a well fleshed out masterpiece. It's not. Combat is actually relatively shallow. Combos, for the most part, are rather non-existent, but what you do have is slick visuals, a dope katana, and a rather absurd Mega Man arm. What really brings combat together is a very well done skill tree and unlockable weapons. Now, we've all played those games where you work super hard for an upgrade and it's like, congratulations, you've increased your attack damage or attack speed by 0.3%. Now, Killer is Dead isn't like that. When you unlock an ability or acquire a new weapon, you can feel it in the combat. There's a tangible difference that actually changes the game. The boss fights alone make Killer is Dead a game worth playing, with bosses at times getting absolutely bonkers, ranging from crazy possessed spider ladies, to sentient trains, to badass Yakuza tiger hybrids. The boss fights were, for me, the best thing in the game. The only thing that kind of took away from the boss battles was the button mashing quick time event that procs every time you narrowly dodge an attack at the last second. Now, while this could be super fun and mix up combat every now and again throughout the game, during boss battles, it kind of broke it and made it too easy. It kind of made it dodge to win. I was even hoping that as difficulty increases from normal to hard to nightmare, that maybe this mechanic would be removed from boss battles, but that never happened. Speaking of difficulty, the game on easy or normal is quite a cakewalk. You even forget that there's a block mechanic. However, as you go past normal, you'll find that you're learning about each of the enemies that you face, figuring out which moves are blockable and which ones you definitely need to utilize the dodge mechanic to get out of the way of. Moving past hard, the enemies will only be able to be killed using your one-hit KO move that you can only perform once you've connected enough blood from your dead enemies. Now, this is difficulty done right. How you play the game fundamentally changes when you increase the difficulty. It just doesn't increase your opponent's damage output and make them sponges. Killer is Dead is an odd game. It seems to be less than the sum of its parts. I think primarily has to do with its completely nonsensical stories, characters that have no arc, and that the player never really gets to form a connection with. We all know that a poor story can make an otherwise great game rather terrible, and a great story can make a rather poor game rather awesome. I think this is the case with Killer is Dead. Looking at some of the cutscenes, it's obvious that some things got lost in translation.
That's only speculation, of course.
Speculation? The truth is often found buried deep within speculation. In fact, some monsters can only be uncovered through speculation.
Whenever you see the disparity in reviews between the Western and Eastern outlets, it kind of cements that idea. I think this game was poorly translated, and it definitely holds the game back. All in all, Killer is Dead is a game worth playing. However, I don't think it's a game for everyone. If you enjoy hack and slashes and a great story isn't vital for you to enjoy a game, give it a buy. You can find it on the Steam store for a flush $20. Now, while some people would be happy paying that price, considering how much I play this game, I personally would be. However, at that price, I do believe it represents a gamble for most people. It's either you're going to love it or you'd hate it. Thankfully, this title seems to go on sale often, and it can be picked up like I did for a paltry $8 during a sale. Now, at that price, it is definitely worth a buy. And all right, guys, thank you for watching. I'm really going to try to up my video production. I'm going to try to move from 1 or 2 videos a month to about once a week. After that rather long hiatus I had, I saw my subscriber ranks fall from the first time to 18 to 17. But I got the message loud and clear, guys. Feel free to check out my last video on why the Xbox One community is less intelligent than PS4s, why about a console despite owning a gaming rig, and other things. The next Steam Vault review should come in the next 2 weeks, so stay tuned. You guys are really going to like this one. And as always, don't be a console, like, share, subscribe.